Good day, everyone. I've come once again to teach you. The topic that we are going to discuss today is inequalities. So let's go. All right, we have this inequalities. All right, when you hear inequalities, you are referring to something that is that is um that is not equality sign. We have this sign, we call it equality sign, although some people will call it equal to. Some people will say equal to sign. Can you see it? But actual name is what? Equality. It's equality sign. We have equality sign like this. Can you see? So this is an equality sign, but we have other signs that can be used um, to express information. All right. So we have inequality sign. This sign, they are not equality. From the name inequality, that means we have equality and inequality. Okay. All right. So we have different signs of inequality. We have this one. We have this. We have this one. We have this one. And we have this one. Can you see? So we have five signs of inequality. All right. This one that is facing towards the left, we call it what? We call it less than. We call it less than. Can you see that? The one that is facing towards the right, we call it what? We call it greater than. We say that is greater than, facing towards the right. Can you see it? Greater than. The one that will face towards the left and we still have single stroke under it, we call it less than. We call it less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. Can you see? I know some people will be saying, but you said this is inequality sign. Why is equal to here? This is not equal to. This is less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. Not just equal to, but less than or equal to. It's different from equal to sign you have here. All right. This one we have. This one is greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. Can you see this sign? All right. Then this one means not equal to. This one means not equal to. Can you see it? Not equal to. All right. So when you see this sign, it means less than, meaning that it is smaller than what you are talking about. For example, when you say that x is less than 5, it means that the value of x can never be up to 5. That is meaning of less than 5. It can, if x happens to be an integer, that is whole number. That means that it can be 4, it can be 3, it can be 2, it can be 1, it can be 0, minus 1, minus 2. It can never be up to 5. That is meaning of being less than what? 5. All right. When you say that x is greater than 7, it means that x can never be 7 or less than 7. It is greater, meaning that if x can be integer, it means that x can be 8, 9, 10, going up. It can never be 7, it can never be 6, 5, 4, 3, 1, and 2, 0, all those things. It must be what? More than 7. All right. So here you see less than or equal to. When you say that x is less than or equal to 5, it means that x can also be 5. And it can also be what? Less than 5. It can be 5 and it can also be what? Less than 5. But here, if you say that x is less than 5, it cannot be 5. But here, less than or equal to means that it can be that thing or it can be what? Less than that. Likewise here, when you say that x is greater than or equal to 6, it means that x can be 6 or it can be what? Greater than 6. Is it clear? All right. So it means that the values of x, if it happens to be an integer, it should start from where? 6. It should be 6, 7, 8, going up. 6 should be involved because of this equal to. All right. When you say that x is not equal to 6, it means that x can be any other value apart from what? 6. When you say that x is not equal to 10, x can be any other value apart from what? Apart from 10. Is it clear? So when you see not equal to 14, it means that it can never be what? 14. All right. So that is the meaning of this. All right. So let's move on and explain how to solve inequalities. All right. There are some things that you need to understand here. You need to understand that. All right. like the way I solve my own, what I do is that when I see inequality, I rearrange it, assuming that it's not well arranged, in such a way that letters should be on the left hand side. I prefer to keep letters on the left hand side, then constants should be on the right hand side. That's how I do my own, and that's how many textbooks treat it, for it to be more convenient. So always bring your what letters to what left hand side. That is the first step. Then another thing you need to know is I. Another thing you need to know is that when you are moving letters or constant from one side to another, as long as that thing will cross over inequality sign, each sign will change. As long as that thing will cross over inequality sign, each sign will change, meaning that if you have minus crossing over inequality sign, you are going to have plus, meaning that when you have plus crossing over inequality sign, you are going to have minus. For example, when you have minus 5x, if it crosses over inequality sign, it will become plus 5x. That is how it is done, and so on and so forth. Again, you need to know that if you have multiplication crossing over inequality sign, you are going to have what? Division. Likewise, if you have division crossing over inequality sign, you are going to have multiplication. All right, so the sign will change to opposite of what it used to be when you cross inequality sign. All right, next one you need to know is number I, is that when you divide both sides by negative number, the sign will change and become opposite of what it used to be. When you divide both sides by what? Negative number, the sign will change. It will become opposite of what it used to be, meaning that if the sign is greater than, when you divide by negative number, it will become what? Less than. If the sign is less than divided by negative number, it will become what? Greater than. If the sign is less than or equal to, dividing by negative number, it will become greater than or equal to. If the sign is greater than or equal to, divided by negative number, it will become less than or equal to. All these, they are things that are hindering you from solving these inequalities. Once you know all this very well, you can easily solve your inequalities. They are not difficult. All right, follow me. Let me solve some examples so that you understand it more. Let's go. All right, we have example one. Example one says, find the range of values of x for which each of the following we hold. We have I. Solution. I says that 3 over 4x minus 2 is less than 4. Can you see that? 3 over 4x minus 2 is less than what? 4. What do you do here? You collect like terms. Like I said earlier, I will keep what? My alphabet, that's letter, on the left hand side. Then the constant should be on the right hand side. So I will move this to this side, and moving it to this side is going to cross this inequality sign, which is less than, meaning that this sign will change and it will become opposite of this. This is minus, crossing over here, it will become worse. It will become what? It will become plus. So we are going to have, we have 3 over 4x. We have this is coming. You are going to have the existing one before the incoming one. You have like this. Can you see that? All right, so we have something like this. This will give us 3 over 4x is less than, when you add this thing together, you are going to get what? 6, like this. All right, at this point, what do we do? Remember, 6 simply means 6 over 1. Then you look for the LCM of the denominators. Look for the LCM of the denominators. LCM of 4 and 1 is what? 4. So use 4 to multiply through. So that means that you are going to use 4 to multiply this. Use 4 to multiply this. So what am I saying? We are going to have something like this. We have 4. We have 4 times. We have 3 over 4x. Then we have less than. We have 4 times what? 6. Can you see that? All right. So when you do like that, you notice that 4 will cancel 4. leaving you with only what? 3. So this will give us 3x is less than. When you multiply this, you are going to have what? 24 like this. Can you see that? All right. Now, you divide both sides by coefficient of x. What is coefficient of x? Coefficient of x is what? 3. So I will divide both sides by coefficient of x. I have like this. Why am I dividing both sides? Because this 3 times x, this 3 is multiplying what? X. So opposite of it should be what? Division. So I have like this. I divide by this. I have this. So when 3 cancels, you have like this. X is less than. When this divides 1, divide this, you have what? 8. Can you see that? So we have it that x is less than what? 8. Remember, they said that we are going to find the range of values of x for which each of the following will hold. Can you see that? So look at the range here. We have it like this. So the answer is that x is less than what? 8. X is less than 8. All right, let us solve the I part of it. I is this one. This one says that 2 over 3, open a bracket, you have x minus 1, close it, is greater than 1 over 2, open a bracket, you have 1 minus 2x, then you have plus 1 over 2 like this. Can you see that? So the LCM of 3, 2, and 2 is what? 6. Then multiply through by what? 6. So it means here you have 6 times, you have 2 over 3, you have x minus 1 is greater than. Here you have 6 again. 6 is multiplying this times, you have 1 over 2, you have 1 minus 2x like this, plus, then you have 6 again times 1 over 2 like this. Can you see that? All right. So at this point now, notice that 3 will divide half 1. Dividing this, you have 2. Can you see it? Here, 2 can divide, you have 1. Dividing this, you have 3. Here, 2 can divide 1. Dividing this, you have what? 3. Can you see that? All right. So you have 2 times 2 will give us 4. So we are going to have 4 like this. So you have x minus 1 is greater than. This is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. We have 3 like this. We have 1 minus 2x like this. And this one, 3 times 1 is 3. We have like this. We have 3 like this. All right, so that is how this can be solved. Then you open this bracket. Opening this bracket, 4 will multiply x. It will give us 4x. Multiply minus 1, it will give us minus 4. Then you have like this. Opening this, 3 will multiply 1, it will give us 3. Multiply minus 2x, to give us minus 6x. Then you have plus 3 like this. Can you see that? All right, at this point, you collect like terms. Like I said, I prefer bringing the letters to what? Left hand side. So this one has letter, I'll bring it here. This one has letter, I'll keep it here. Then constants should move to the right hand side. All right, so I have like this 4x, which is here. This one is minus. Coming over here, it will cross this inequality sign, meaning that this sign will change. It will become what? Plus. You have like this. Then I have this. Okay. So what do I have here? I have this 3, which is here, plus 3. I have like this. This one will come over here, crossing this inequality sign. The sign will change to become what? Plus. So I have plus what? 4 like this. Can you see that? All right, so adding this thing will give me 10x. Then I have this. When I add this, I will get what? 10. At this point, I will divide both sides by coefficient of x, which is 10. So I have 10x over 10 is greater than, I have 10 over 10 like this. When you cancel this, this dividing, you have 1. That means that I don't have much space. Let me write here. That means that x is greater than what? 1. All right, so that is the range of values of which x will be what we hold here. All right, so for the I, we have that x is less than 8. For the we have that x is greater than 1. All right, so that is how it can be solved. Remember, this is Engineer Kenneth tutorial. I believe that you enjoyed the way I just solved this. Please subscribe to this channel and share so that it will get to the right students that need to acquire this knowledge. Bye.